Hello and welcome back to round one coverage of the 2025 PDGA Champions Cup, the first major of the year. We're out here in Stockton, California at Swenson Park, and you're watching JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
Seen some great golf on the front nine. Gannon Buhr holding down our lead car with a 5 under, but Paul Macbeth, after the bogey on 1, went off and birdied the next 7 of the next 8 holes. He is leading the way with Andrew Miranda and Adam Hammis at 6 under par. Excuse me, Cole Rodolin, Adam Hammis right there with Eagle McMahon and slew of others at 5 under, which are great scores on the front nine.
Yeah, I don't think our card needs to sound the alarms, everybody but Gannon, that is, quite yet. 2 under, 3 under, 3 under. Pretty good.
Those are good scores.
Yeah. Back nine's going to be tougher. It is going to be tougher. You can take bigger scores back here, but it's very scoreable today. Hole 10, example, par 4, 738. OB everywhere. Throwing from inbounds, and then you have a big long carry, probably about 380 to 440 to the perfect spot. From there, about 300 in if you get to the perfect spot. Watch Simon here. He hits it hard.
Wow, a lot of turn.
And this is a
good stability on the tail end.
What, 460,
That's
480?
as good as you can really ever imagine on this tee shot.
Really aggressive line.
Also, great turn. A little stability, though. And tree.
Tree got him.
But those are fine from there.
Yeah.
Very good spot. Oh, these guys are just getting kind of over. This is stable. This is very stable.
Pushing that back edge.
Yeah, that's going to be a really tough angle.
Uh-huh. Almost forced into the forehand.
Wow.
It can be a daunting carry, but that was very well executed. That tall sawgrass will just eat you up and lose your disc, and you're out of bounds, and you have to lose about 200 feet. It's a really scary proposition.
Oh.
There's an OB line over here as well. But he skips back in, maybe hit out of bounds territory initially. Going to be just outside the circle.
Oh, yeah, this is low ceiling.
This could hit the bank if you're not careful, trying to keep it low. But it's really well done to control the nose angle.
There's nothing controlled about that nose angle. He ripped it underneath there.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the skip he threw around the corner on the front nine.
Man, this is a big drive.
And it just left so much. Yeah, that's incredible to play the hole that way in the bullseye. Calvin on the comebacker, unable to secure the birdie.
You think if that was a normal basket, he would have just turfed it into the ground? All right, left to right crosswind. That's obvious. And that's not obvious.
A lot of that on the front nine. That's how you get to 5 under in the front, and it's also how you get to 6 under through 10.
Great putt. You see what I mean? It slowed down a little bit. That kind of like actually had some carry and then some fade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, they were all like
Zip.
Zing.
Yeah, maybe a little more loft.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting better.
If anybody thought he had peaked, bad news. I mean, the guy's 19.
Not for very much longer, though.
You're right.
May 7th.
But there's no way we've seen the best of Gannon Buhr just yet.
I know we've talked about this quite a bit, but I don't know if everyone knows that May the 4th is coming up, and it is 3 different U.S. champions' birthday with Will Schustrick, James Conrad, and your very favorite commentator, Nate Sexton. And the crazy thing is that we almost had a 4th with Gannon just missing it by 3 days. That's going to be this Sunday for the U.S. champions for Star Wars birthday.
Hole 11, par 3, 435. Just a video game hole. Hardest hard pan ever up here by the green. So angle control, paramount, speed control. So close to the out of bounds. It's just it's like such a satisfying birdie when you get it, but it can get away from you very quickly.
Paul's not slowed down.
Is this putter?
This is putter, yes.
That's so ambitious. 435.
Must be nice.
What?
Tailwind, no problem. Look way shorter than this.
Oh man.
Give me that.
That is a birdie to bogey situation. There's absolutely no way that you can put enough pace on it for it to go in and also for it to not go out of bounds.
And he's probably, an inch from that happening. Catching that left side of the basket. It's a beautiful putt in the end, but any more left, and that thing's glancing off the chains, likely sliding into the water.
Paul is 8 under through 11. He's got
with
opportunities. Yeah, with a bogey. He's got an opportunity with several holes remaining.
This has got to be gone, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey,
You often don't get your disc back from that spot right there.
No, I'm
can see it
hoping
floating
that,
away.
Because there's going to be so many people in there, including myself, somebody goes over there and snags that bad boy.
What'd you lose?
A disc. Frisbee shot. This has potential. Oh, boy, no.
Did he get cart pathed right there? Because that looked like
That was
I feel like the ground plays like a cart path.
that skip was just so quick.
What kind of disc, Paul?
Driver.
Okay, this is great. Calvin says, I want no business. Plays it safe out to the right and almost too safe. The layup putt can be pretty dicey if you're not relatively close.
Oh,
Yeah,
Simon's hating this, but it's not that bad. Leaving himself 20.
But, you could understand.
Sure. I mean, if it somehow catches a little root or something, it could have easily been 30 short, and you're really not happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin came awfully close to that tree, too.
He did.
If I tell you the disc, Jerm, then everybody's just going to be diving headfirst in there trying to find my special disc.
Yep.
Oh, no. Oh, how does that stay?
What? Wow. Well, Gannon's first misstep comes on hole 11. Fortunate to not be taking a double bogey away.
It, landed perfectly flat.
Very duddy.
Good putt, Prez. Nice camera angle right here.
Yeah, I thought that putt was actually quite a bit closer with the over-shoulder cam.
Same deal with Calvin on the front 9, but Simon hit center there. You make a silly mistake. You walk up there. This is when you have to just concentrate because
A miss is usually a double penalty. And you can lose your putting putter. And like you're saying, you don't always get them back right here on the edge. But if losing your putting putter in mid-round in the Champions Cup hasn't always hurt people.
Yeah, there's a decent track record. It's kind of a final round flex.
Okay.
But we'll see if we see that again. This is honestly a great course for losing your putting putter. Of all the courses we play, lots
Here
of
in
opportunity out here.
Fountain Hills.
Yep.
Another famous one for that.
Great one for that. Hole 12, par 4, 852. The big thrower is going to take it to the right side of this tree. power it as far as they can. Just try to make the clearance, set up either a forehand or potentially a big spike hyzer into the green. Very tricky green to access and scary because I feel like, especially with that forehand, as you're coming in at like outside circle 2, there's like no skips. And when you get up near the pin, all of a sudden it's rocket skips and you're all the way in the water. So it's tough to trust.
Paul going with the hyzer flip
Oof.
late turn.
Look at this
getting
bomb.
all of it out of it.
That is cruise.
Even made the goosies do a little wiggle.
And the pride of Oswego, Gavin Rathbun.
Look at this easy power.
Another player who has been chomping at the bit lately. He has been all up in the action, playing some really great disc golf this season.
I believe he was a runner-up to Heimburg at last year's OTB.
Yes, he was.
So someone with a nice history and some good memories here at Swenson.
And he was runner-up a couple weeks ago at Eagles Crossing, and he was in the mix in the Kansas City Wide Open. And, yeah, a lot of things going in favor of Gavin Rathbun lately. Also a newly engaged man.
No, right? Okay, I'm like, really?
Yeah, how many?
That's
how
a
many?
heat check right
yeah,
there.
we've already seen, 4 nice ones from Paul Macbeth today?
Are we showing 2 missed putts from this distance? No. We're showing 1.
What a putt right there.
That was baller. With the form line illustration jersey, I like that. Never short on the bold style, Gavin Rathbun, coming out with the big sublimated tees every time, man. Sending statements.
Nice distance there. Working it back to the left side.
Prez choosing the big side, but it's starting to get pretty overstable towards the end.
Does he go in the end left of the bush?
Yeah, I
there?
think so. But initially, it started off looking like he was going for the
It did look like he was going to try to go around, but
boom sauce line. Calvin has a tattoo. He's a certified boom daddy. He's been certified many times over.
Almost went too far there.
Well, that's what an executive boom daddy does. This guy's ease of distance is very satisfying as well.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like Prez wants anything to do with it.
It's just a really long way.
Yeah, I think
What do you think? On the course, Prez probably 475-ish.
Yeah.
And so I just think this is a tough get.
I think this is circled as a par for a lot of players.
Probably the bottom 30% power-wise.
At least, yeah. Simon, nice wide hyzer spiking in just inside the circle. And this is the shot that you're talking about, Nate. The forehand coming into the green. They get real skippy at a certain point, but I like how he's kept it level with the ground. Doesn't have to worry about the OB right.
See, that's just the dead skip.
Yeah,
I feel
right.
like it's just hard to know which one you're going to get. It keeps you scared.
I think this is what you do.
Wow, nice and wide.
Great trust.
Does it get back? Yeah, it sure does.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that was awfully close to the water's edge there.
Yes, he's landing in between the basket and the water. There's really not any land there.
Oh, Andrew hates
no.
it. I didn't know if the backwards follow through was to slow the disc down or if that was just a stylized choice, but in the end, I think he was trying to walk it back.
Yeah, that's just a mistake.
Big mistake there.
You don't want to make it this portion of the round. Hole 12.
Going in as the hardest hole in the course.
Really?
Yep.
Nice
Playing
birdie.
nearly a half stroke over par.
I'm looking
4.4 average.
Looking forward to seeing how this one plays as we get to the weekend. You can see the green that they're going to be using in the background here behind Prez. Another water carry late. Different tee pad, but a par 5, clearly eagleable based on what we saw in President's Cup action. So should be a really exciting hole for scoring come the weekend.
OTB is very specific on how they list the disc because they want you to like the disc.
Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
Not just marketing.
It's only the best.
We are approaching hole 13, par 3, 328. This is famously Calvin Heimburg's first ever tournament ace hole, which was caught on camera with the cell phone, but that was pretty incredible of a player of his stature that had never had a tournament ace. Notably, another guy who hadn't ever even had a tournament ace until very recently was Gannon Buhr.
Were you foreshadowing a... Oh.
I didn't know that I was, but I almost
Man.
was. My goodness. Eagle started off hot and cooled down a little bit in the middle section, but that birdie gets him to 5 under. Scary Island in this back left position.
Looks pretty stally.
Oh,
Yeah. I just can't imagine somebody going that much height and it being good. Because the wind's actually a crosswind from right to left, and nose up, right to left, not great.
This is
This-
really low.
Yeah, and that's...
oh boy.
Yeah, maybe an overcorrection.
A strong left to right appears.
This is... I don't envy having to throw this shot. Oh, wait, I had to throw this shot. Forgot.
Well judged from Gannon with no help from the first two players on the card.
Oh, great shot. Very well thrown.
Scary putt. Let's see if Simon goes dad putt here. Yeah, form of it. And Calvin's going to pay the price twice.
Costly double.
Yeah, that's hard.
Hmm.
Hard pill to swallow at a major. He really started off so hot.
Mm-hmm.
Just got a nice birdie on the last hole. So it can never happen.
Looks like he played one over in the last two.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Bucket hat off. He's over it.
goodness. Cupcake at 8 under. Adam Hammis, Andrew Miranda all at 8 under, but McBeth leading the way now at 9. Through 13 holes, that's incredible with a bogey.
Hole 14, par 3, 378. Low ceiling any way you look at it. Unless you go with the big flex sidearm down the left side, then it's pretty wide open. I think most people are going to be throwing to the right side branch, kind of right over the tee pad. And if you can flex it like this.
Man, that is such good body control to get that nose up so much with such a weird ceiling. Oh, goodness.
And you can kind of get a putt. Oh. Why not?
Wow.
Oh, man.
Is that has to be, that's four or five C2 connections.
That was almost circle 3.
Yeah, that was really close.
That was back edge.
If not.
Uh-huh. Whoa.
That's how
That
you
was
do
pretty
it.
cool.
That's how you do it.
Just that tree forces some really awkward body manipulation in order to get the shot shape that you want.
That wasn't a terrible shot there.
It looked like he kind of pulled it to the right pretty badly, but I'm just impressed that Paul was able to get so much height going to the right side. That's how it's supposed to look right there. That's beautiful.
Playing so far with that low ceiling.
Simon almost does his Paul impersonation from 80 feet. He liked it.
I think Prez was planning on a little lift there.
Simon approaching maximum frustration.
Calvin with a little bounce back though. He's got a double in between 2 birdies, so doesn't hurt as bad. Heimburg's in that class right now though of people missing that M at the beginning of his name.
Pretty crazy. It's just a matter of just numbers for him. It's just going to happen. I'm just surprised that it hasn't happened yet. He's had his name in first place, final round at several majors. When will that day be? Will it be this weekend? If it is, it's going to have to.
Yeah,
he's going to have to turn things around right now.
Horse.
And he needs to get the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly. The next 63 holes.
Oh, you know.
I think he'll
4
win.
holes.
If he pulls that off, I think he'll win handily. There's always that dream when you're in round one of the majors. Yeah, maybe I birdie the next 54 and take this thing down.
I guess it's technically, 58 holes are remaining at this point?
Yeah, I've always found when I did turn it on like that, the other guy did the same.
Yeah.
It was like, if I get the next 54, I might. And then somebody also got 54 who had me by 7.
Yeah.
All right, heat check time. Macbeth, 45.
Oh, we don't need a check there.
Oh, boy.
We already know.
Oh, there's a
what it is.
blazing inferno coming off the back of his heels right now.
Oh, my goodness.
This guy is scorching. Cool as a cucumber, too, man.
Just to put it in perspective, in case anyone's not aware, Paul Macbeth one major short of tying Ken Climo for the all-time record. 18 is that number. Macbeth has 17 now.
How incredible is it that number just keeps coming up in golf and in disc golf when it comes to the GOATs of our sports and major championships? It's pretty incredible. The Macbeth, Climo, Nicholas, Woods.
Pretty
18 is
dang
just
good. Especially with hitting a little tree, that gives him a shot at getting, you know, the 60, whatever you said. I think that's by design there.
Yeah, just it's a little loose for Prez. It's not that he's playing bad. It's just a lot of pars and a lot of holes where he's left with 60-some feet, and that's just not the recipe for how to be competitive in a major. You just have to keep yourself 40 and in.
Simon with work left, trying to avoid 3 straight bogeys.
And he was on fire for a bit there. And he's going to be put to the test once again. It's a really important putt he's got coming up. Oh, man, that was good effort.
Big time par putt.
Yep,
Got
all
it.
done.
I think you can hang around that 5, 6 and be okay.
Yeah, I
Because
think
it's a 4-rounder and it's tough, and the weather moving forward is not going to get any easier from what I hear. Winds are going to pick up.
Are they for the weekend?
Yes.
Is it
Okay.
supposed to get windier?
Yes.
Yeah, I think 4 is like right at the back edge of you can catch fire and make some noise. But it also just depends on how these guys finish up, because right now we're seeing Macbeth just fully tapping into 2015 mode right now, and that's a scary thing for the field to see. But Gannon Buhr right now on your card, you're seeing him shoot 8 under with 3 more to go.
Hole 16, par 3, 347 feet. Low flex forehand plays pretty well. There's also kind of a sneaky backhand route on the right side. Trying to push this shot down there, stay away from the OB down left, and also the golf green on the right.
And here's a look at the young California kid.
Oh, friendly.
That was crispy. 10 under now.
Yeah, that was a good, nice putting stroke, guys.
Macbeth needs this to check. And just inbounds. It's certainly true as we watch Miranda, and I bet as we watch Macbeth, that yes, not all 30-footers are created equal. You can make a 30-footer in a way that strikes fear into the heart of the people around you, and you can make it in a way that's just sort of average. And that one from Miranda is one of those ones where it just looks a little too obvious as soon as it's out of the hand, and you're like, oh, is it really that easy? Great drive there from Buhr.
Guessing that's going to get him to 9 under. Great pace. Could have used... Actually needed all of it. Needed all the help.
Wow.
Oh, such a great angle.
Thank you for the slowdown. Thank you for the side roll. 3 under for Calvin coming up.
Kind of a Prez hole.
You called it.
You know?
That looks great, yeah.
It's just like his
Oh, yeah.
his thing is doing that shape.
What I would give to start the career over again with that confident shot shape. That is such an important throw to have on the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
Yeah. I mean, kids are that's one of the first shots they probably learn now.
Yeah, I
See
know.
everybody throwing it. And
Such a high level to execute that on command. Simon smooth. And that gets him back to 4 under. Respectable. A couple birdies, he'd be happy with the 6 under coming in.
Gannon's been smooth with the putting stroke today. Finds the middle again.
Yeah, it's been a good round for Gannon. One slip up, that could have been a costly double bogey. And we're going to have, I believe, our first star frame of the event. And you know the deal, Jomez is going to be donating $25 to Edge. But for the time being, I do want to give a quick shout out to Uplay Disc Golf and Disc Golf Strokes, something to go check out right now. They're doing a really cool thing where they're auctioning artwork that was painted by a combination of professional painters and professional disc golfers. If you go to the Uplay Disc Golf site, you can check those out, put in a bid for those paintings, and all the money is going to go towards kids disc golf. So just any way that we can teach kids disc golf and get them into the sport at the young age at schools across the country is a good thing. So go check those things out.
Oh, well, this hole is really hard, guys.
Demanding drive and then awkward angle for most landing zones.
Yeah, wait till we see the tee. But this is a great drive into a perfect spot, and then he's throwing over 400 feet to try to get home. He does it, and then you're left with this, with two perfect shots, pretty much.
That's solid.
And he misses that. Again, putter gone forever.
He doesn't really miss those.
Shot. I mean, this is tight. Mando tree going all the way across.
It's just as center as it can get off the tee. Good committed distance.
It's a lot of distance.
Yeah.
How do you do better than that?
Farther right, but is that even better? Because I think that sets up a good hyzer angle here.
Oh, it's got to clear that. Oh, jeez.
Just touches a leaf.
Well, it's going your way, man. It's not like we've seen him get lucky today, but it's just...
Yeah, that was perfect. It was good enough.
Just barely perfect.
Exactly.
Any less perfect and it would have been horrible. Interesting play for Gannon, just going forehand, but the way he controls that disc that has been called Summer Breeze, he can get all the distance he needs and more.
Macbeth to 13 under.
Started with a bogey on not a very challenging hole, I'll add.
Needs to get heavy. Doesn't. Yeah, there's those branches over there on the right that are sneaky. You think the safe place is going right, and it is. But if you don't have the distance, there's some low-hanging branches that will knock you down. Good commitment there from Simon.
Oh,
And it's not good enough. He's going to be so surprised that
Oh, man.
cut onto the green. That's pretty bad luck, I'd say.
But it just illustrates again how big Macbeth's drive was. Because he's just floating over that green by quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, not even messing with it.
all right, big time decision for Simon. How aggressive does he play this one?
All the way aggressive, as is Simon's way.
Yep. That looked quite good. Sit down now.
Don't do it. Okay, good. Stays in bounds.
Very far.
Can Gannon join the players in the double-digit club? Not going to be on this hole unless he gets real crazy.
Yeah, you're not running that. That's got to be 80 feet.
Surprised he didn't go over the top.
Yeah, me as well.
Oh,
Sit.
no.
Bye.
That shows you how close Macbeth was flirting with disaster. He nicked the trees. Calvin was 2 feet off the trees. Is it?
Yeah.
And Gannon does have no interest in running that crazy putt. Simon has a lot of interest in running this one, and that's a great par save. Calvin's going to have to make this one to save the par and avoid going 11 back of Macbeth's pace. So just 10 back for the time being.
Woof.
Yeah, Wolf is right, man.
Bunch of pars. What's that playing like? Is that
It's-
number 2?
I think it's the second hardest hole in the course. Yeah, second most difficult. And the third most difficult is the very next hole. So tough stretch to finish on. Getting through par is doing pretty well.
Exactly what you want for a major.
I
Coming
agree.
down the stretch with some
Yep.
really difficult holes, no lead really that safe. Even 3 strokes, you're going to have to defend that and earn it
Yeah.
with these holes waiting for you.
Just want to get somewhere past this little area right there and set yourself up for a really scary approach shot. The basket is no more than 12 feet from water's edge on that right side. They've also brought the OB significantly in on the left side as well. So gone are the days of the big bailout zone far left. Angie Miranda, this is a good showcase of what this young man has. A ton of power
What?
and control. That is as good as you can throw it.
And it just is such a little compact swing. You know, it didn't look like much, and he's like pushing the water.
This is, what is this, like 260, 270 to the pin? Maybe less? Or that's still about 300, it looks like.
No. It's in the 2s for sure.
Okay. Well, that's a scary shot, and that was full aggressive.
What a day. This to go 11. Lead card.
First round of the season on the tour comes out in a big way. In a California major, I couldn't be happier for the young man.
I
Okay.
just can't believe the power.
Can Macbeth get one more? This looks good. It's going to swing left, skip.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's the spot.
That's the spot.
He's going to opt for the backhand.
Well, Oftentimes you get a little bit safe with this shot. Yeah, and this is heading way left. This is almost too safe, but
Hey, that's fine over there.
well, it looks like he's running this one. Oh yeah. Oh my word.
Just a historically significant level. Like an all-time round even for him.
Wow.
I don't remember a time where he made more 45 or longer.
It was incredible. As it was
Vintage.
happening, you just kind of going, wow, this is pretty special. And then from the point you started saying that, he never missed again.
Uh-huh.
And it just got more and more special. Preliminary rating stands at 1097.
I got one for you. In Macbeth's career, which started in the PDGA's concern back in 2005, he has only played 10 rounds higher rated than that in his career. So,
And many of those were not in majors. So you think, you know, it's potentially like a, you know, knocking on the door of a top 10 performance for a guy who's been at the top for 15 years.
I remember one world championship. I shot a 55 the first round. Was the course record. He then went back-to-back 51s on the same course and blew the world championships away.
2015? I remember that.
Yeah. So he's had a couple good ones.
Yes, but this is another one.
Yes,
you know,
it
it's
is.
not
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
far behind.
Well, the courses are this course is long and hard and a lot of out of bounds everywhere. And you know, Paul is getting older. And these kids are 19 and 20 and 25 like they're what he was doing back in the day. They're doing that right now.
great shot from Simon. And just looked it up. That's his highest rating ever at a major, ever. So
No.
that's also significant in many ways. Scary putt coming up for Andrew. But that would be a solid 5 under if he were to knock that one down.
Gannon way right on the drive. Gonna try to work the forehand hyzer.
Oh, that's going to cost him dearly.
Oh, that's not even close.
He hit a branch.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Took the speed.
Didn't look like it, but yeah, that sucks. A gift to the field. That's the one guy.
Yep.
If you're
Oh.
No.
Oh, Calvin.
Just like the last hole. Just like 17.
Oh,
Yeah.
brutal.
Coming in with hyzer, looking decent. That slow roll burns Calvin again.
But if you're Macbeth, that's one of the guys that you're like, oh sure, go from there.
Wow, 14 under. Man, we were kind of just hypothesizing just taking random guesses. What do you think is a good round? And it seemed like everyone was saying 8 to 10 would be like right there at the top.
And it kind of still is.
Sure.
Despite the fact, wow, Calvin.
Digging deep in the last 2 par saves. Well done.
Yeah, 8 to 7, 9 under is fantastic. Really good. I mean, it's top 10.
You just don't typically see rounds that are nearly 50% better than the projected best.
I mean,
That-
we've seen it the last 2 weeks.
Exactly.
City, then
Same
this
score
week.
as well. 14 under for Gannon in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Put it this way, it's a good time to be injured.
You know, 4 under, not bad, Prez. Not what he was looking for, but oh no.
Somehow that feels bad for Simon, though. It just was a sloppy final half or final third
Yeah.
of the round.
No, he didn't close the round very well at all.
He had opportunities and made some unforced errors along the way. But it never really seemed like, I mean, at some point, Simon was cooking. Andrew never really had any moments where he was really tapped in. He was just kind of plugging away, the Andrew Presnell way, one might say.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the bogey cost Gannon a potential spot on the lead card. Well, he wouldn't have had that anyways because of the PDGA number, but
He needed the birdie.
yes, he did need the birdie.
Yeah. So we'll see Macbeth, Miranda, Niemanen, and Hammes make up our lead card tomorrow. 14 under just looks wild on the
goofy.
leaderboard. That
Well, yeah,
was
it's-
incredible.
It's rare to be at 7 under, 8th place, 7 back of the lead. That's a rare thing after round 1.
Yes.
Well, it's not as lopsided as Kansas City, fortunately. There are a few other players that are going to keep them honest tomorrow going into round 2. It was almost safe to say that Gannon won the tournament after round 1 in Kansas City, but obviously at a 4-round event like we have this week, and it's a major, anything can happen, and it's a great start for Macbeth, a guy that's really hungry for his first big win in several seasons.
I think
So.
we've seen him in the last couple years get up there on the leaderboard, even in the lead, and he hasn't really been able to calm the nerves, which is so rare for him.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to see how he does tomorrow, because I think that's going to be a big time test for him to be able to, after a round like today, has the lead. Do we get that old Macbeth?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I do too. It was so exciting today to see what he did. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Like and subscribe.
Do it.